Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Yusuf Shakeel and you are watching jQuery tutorial series. In this video, we are going to learn how to style DOM using jQuery. And guys, I'll post the tutorial notes on my website dyclassroom.com, and all the code that we are going to write in this video, I'll post them in my GitHub repository. You will find all the links in the video description, so please check that out. And guys, if you find my videos interesting, then please like my videos and please subscribe my channel. And don't forget to click on that bell icon so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video. Alright guys, let's get started. I have opened the project folder in Sublime Text, and inside the project folder, I have created a new file, styling-dom.html, which is this one, and I have written the following HTML code. And inside the JS folder, I have created a new file, styling-dom.js, which is this one. And I have included this JS file inside this HTML file by writing the script tag. And I've also included jQuery, which is also inside the JS folder. And now we'll go ahead and open this file in Chrome. So we'll open the project folder and we'll open styling-dom.html file. And we'll also open the DevTools. So we'll go to View, Developer, and we'll select the DevTools. And we'll move inside the console tab. And since it is empty, that means we don't have any error. Alright, so if we want to style our page, we generally use the CSS file, which contains some styling rules. And if we want to use jQuery, then jQuery provides us the CSS method. And we can use that CSS method to style the elements in our page. Now let us go ahead and create a heading h1 inside the HTML file. So we'll have a h1 element and we'll set the text to "We are learning jQuery." And we'll save the file and let's check the output. So we have the output, "We are learning jQuery." Now we are going to style this h1 element using the CSS method. So let's say we want to change the font size of this heading to, let's say, 32 pixels. So inside our JS file, we'll be using the CSS method to style the elements. So first we are going to target this heading using the h1 tag. And we have already covered how to target elements using ID, class, and tags in my previous video. And I will give the link of that video in the video description, so please check that out. So let us go ahead and target that heading using the h1 tag. So we'll write $, round brackets or parentheses, and inside the double quotes, we'll write h1. So by writing this, we have targeted the h1 element inside the HTML page. And now we'll call the CSS method. Now if we want to set only one single styling property, then we pass the property. In this case, it is font size, comma, and then we pass the value. And in this case, we want to set the font size to 32 pixels. So 32 pixels. And now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, and nothing happens. So let us inspect. Well, the font size is 32 pixels. Okay, let's change it to 50 pixels. So we'll go back to our code and change to 50 pixels. So we'll save the file, go back to Chrome and reload. Yes, now it is set to 50 pixels. And we can inspect this and we can see font size is now set to 50 pixels. So if we want to set one single style property, then we pass the style property to the CSS method, and then we pass the value that we want to set for that property. Now let's say we want to change the color of this heading to blue. So using jQuery, we can change the CSS method. So all we have to do is write .css and then set the color to blue. And now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we get the heading in blue color. So this is one way of styling the element using the CSS method. And in this case, we are passing one single property and value to the CSS method, and we are chaining the CSS method. Now, If we want to set multiple styling properties, then we can pass an object to this CSS method. So let me go ahead and comment this. And now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we can see that the style is now removed. So now we are going to target that same h1 element. And this time we are going to pass an object to the CSS method. And we are going to set the font size to 50 pixels and color to blue. So we'll set the key value pair, and in this case, we want to set the font size to 50 pixels. And we want to set the color to blue. And now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we again get back the same result. We have the font size set to 50 pixels and the color is blue. Alright, now let us go ahead and create a paragraph inside the HTML page. And let us give this paragraph an ID, username. And I'll set the text of this paragraph to Yusuf Shakeel. You can use your name. So we have a paragraph having ID, username, and the text is Yusuf Shakeel. Now if we want to target this paragraph using ID, then in jQuery, we have to write $, round brackets, and within double quotes or single quotes, we can pass hash username. And now let us set the style of this paragraph. So let's change the font size to 24 pixels. So we'll use the CSS method and let us pass an object. And we'll set the font size to 24 pixels. So now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we get the paragraph and the font size is set to 24 pixels. Now let us set the color of the paragraph having ID username to, let's say, green. So we'll set the color property and we'll set the value to green. And now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, and if we inspect the element, we can see the font size is 24 pixels and the color is green. Now if we want to find the value set for a styling property for a given element, we use the CSS method. So for example, let's say if we want to find the color value set for this paragraph having ID username. So in that case, we have to target that element. And now, to get the value of the color, we'll pass the property name. So this will now give us the value set for the property color. And we can save that returned value in a variable, let's say color. And now if we console.log color, it will give us green, because we have set the color property for this paragraph having ID username to green. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we get RGB 0,128,0, which is in RGB format and it is equal to green. Similarly, let's say we want to find the value set for the font size property. Then we can create another variable, let's say font size, and we can target the element using the ID. And in the CSS method, we'll pass font size. So this will give us the font size set for the paragraph having ID username. And we are saving that value in the variable font size. And now if we console.log font size, we'll get 24 pixels. So if we save the file and go back to Chrome and reload, we get font size 24 pixels. Alright, now let us go ahead and create a CSS folder inside the project folder. And inside the CSS folder, we'll create a style.css file. And we'll write the following style rules. So we have bg dash light yellow. So this is setting the background color to light yellow. Then we have another style rule, bg dash salmon, and we are setting the background color to salmon. Then we have color dash black. So we are setting the color to black. Similarly, we are setting the color to white using color dash white. And you can see that they all have dot. That means we are targeting by class. So let us save this file and close it. Now inside our styling-dom.html file, we'll include this style.css file. So inside the head, we'll write the link and we'll set the href to css/style.css. Now let's say we want to change the background color of this heading h1 to light yellow. So one way of doing it is by passing a property background-color and setting the value to light yellow. And we can save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, and we get light yellow background. Another way of achieving the same result is by adding class to that element. And you can see that we have bg-light yellow class, which will set the background color to light yellow. So if we add class bg-light yellow to this h1 element, and if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we get the same result. Now in jQuery, if we want to style any element by adding class to it, then we use the add class method. So let us go back to our JS file, and this time we will style element by adding class. So first we'll target the h1 element, and now we'll simply add the class. So we'll call the add class method and we'll pass the class that we want to add. So in this case, we want to add the light yellow class. So now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we again get the same result. So if we inspect this element, we can see that jQuery has added bg-light yellow class to this h1 element. Similarly, we can add any other class that we want using the .add class method. So for example, if we want to add some class, let's say hello-world. So now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we can see that the h1 element now has a new class hello-world. Alright, so we have learned how to add class to an element using the add class method. Now let's say we want to remove the background color of that heading after, let's say, 5 seconds. So in that case, let's say we set the timeout and we set the time to 5000 milliseconds, which is 5 seconds. And we want to remove the class bg-light yellow. So we'll first target the heading and then we'll call the remove class and we'll pass the value that we want to remove from the class attribute. So bg-light yellow. And now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. Now you can see that the background color is removed. And if we inspect the element in the Elements tab, we can see that the bg-light yellow value for the class attribute is also removed. Similarly, let's say we want to remove the value hello-world from the class attribute. So we'll also pass the hello-world. So now if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, go. So now you can see we don't have any background color, and in the elements tab we can also see that the values that were added to the class attribute is also removed. So we use the add class method to add the value to the class attribute, and we use the remove class method to remove the value from the class attribute. If we want to check if an element has a class, then we use the has class method. So for example, this h1 element has a class having value hello-world, and we can check that using the has class method. And the has class method gives us true or false. So if the class value is present, it will return true. If the class value is not present, it will return false. So at this line, we are adding the class hello-world to the element h1. So after this, if we console.log h1 has class hello-world, and if we target the element h1, and if we call has class and the value of that class, which is hello world, then this will give us true, because at this line we are adding that class, and then at this line we are checking whether that class is present in that h1 element. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome and in the console tab, and now if we reload, we get h1 has class hello world, which is true. And after 5 seconds, we are removing the class using the remove class method. So if we copy this and paste it inside this function, so at this line, we are removing the class hello-world. So when this line gets executed, we'll get false, because hello-world will be removed from the h1 element. So the has class method will give us false. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome, and in the console tab, let us clear the console. And if we reload, we get h1 has class hello world true, and after 5 seconds, the hello-world class is removed. So h1 has class hello world now gives us false. Alright, so we have seen how to add class value using the add class method, and we have seen how to remove class values using the remove class method. Now there is another method in jQuery, and it is the toggle class method. So in this example, we have already seen how to add bg-light yellow class value and hello-world class value using the add class method. Then after 5 seconds, we are removing the class values using the remove class method. We can achieve the same result using the toggle class. So let me go ahead and comment these 2 lines. And first, we'll add the class bg-light yellow and hello-world. And this time we are going to use the toggle class method. So we'll first target the h1 element, and then we'll call the toggle class, and we'll pass the value bg-light yellow and hello-world. And then inside this function, which will be called after 5 seconds, we'll remove the bg-light yellow and hello-world class. So when this code will run, this line will add the bg-light yellow and hello-world class value if they are not present in the h1 element. And once this toggle class method adds those 2 values, then at this line, we'll get h1 has class hello-world, and this will give us true. Then this function will execute after 5 seconds. And this time, the toggle class method will remove the bg-light yellow and hello-world class value from the h1 element, because it was already added at this line. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, we get the light yellow background color. Then after 5 seconds, the background color is removed. And we are doing this using the toggle class method. Now before we end this video, let us discuss 2 more methods that we can use to hide and show elements. And those 2 methods are the hide method and the show method. And as the name suggests, the hide method is used to hide the element and the show method is used to show the element. So let's say inside our HTML file, let's say we have a paragraph having ID, let's say sample, and let's say the text is hello world. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome, we get the hello world result. Now let's say we want to hide this paragraph after 3 seconds. And let's say we want to show this paragraph again after 7 seconds. So in our JS file, we'll first hide the element using the hide method. So we'll set the timeout and we want to execute this function after, let's say 3 seconds. And inside this function, we'll target this paragraph by ID. So we'll pass hash sample and we'll hide it using the hide method. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. So after 3 seconds, that paragraph is hidden. Now let's say we want to show that paragraph after 7 seconds, then show the element using the show method. So we'll again set the timeout and this function will get executed after 7 seconds. So we'll target that paragraph by ID and we'll show the element using the show method. So if we save the file, go back to Chrome and reload, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second, 7 second. So at 3 second, it is gone, and after 7 second, it is back. So we can use the hide method to hide the element, and we can use the show method to show the element. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of this tutorial. I'll post the tutorial notes on my website duyclassroom.com, and all the code that we are writing in this tutorial series, I'll put them in my GitHub repository. You will find all the important links in the video description, so please check that out. And guys, if you find this video interesting, then please like this video and please subscribe my channel and click that bell icon so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, and like always, stay happy and keep smiling. Bye.